Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Lunchtime with Anna. First of all, Octavia, I want to tell you muchas gracias. Thank you very much for being on time. Which is with nobody ever being on time. There are what other time, but not the real time. So first of all, I wanted to say thank you. Guys, as you guys know, I have Lunchtime with Anna, which is a podcast as well. It's going to be a restaurant and it's expanding to other things within production. And one of the people that I'm working very close with, and I am on staff with them, is not only Blackbird's Melody, but it'll be King Darius Productions as well. And I am affiliated with AOK Productions as well because of because of my human justice organization. Now, speaking of my human justice organization, the reason why we're here is this is one of the cases that we're looking at. I was interviewing someone last week, and I had his aunt reach out to me, or not his aunt, the guy whose case we're going to take, and I'll let her say his name. That's why. So she reached out to me, but it was through something else that we were doing with reform and all of that, prison reform. I will say this. If you guys have a case, right, that you guys think we need to look at, please do this, and I'm very big on this. Send everything from the case. We don't want anything withheld. Send everything from the case, and we'll look at it. Right now, we're working on a parole packet for one of our clients, which is really what we're scrambling doing the most now. I was actually on calls all this morning, dealing that case. So shout out to David Scott. Hopefully you'll be home soon. Hopefully you'll be home soon. Now to the lady of the we will not have her nephew in, and we will not have him in because there was a change. And see, these are the things. This is why I always have a backup interviewee. There was a change of his duties, or you call it detail, in place he was incarcerated in. So he's not able to make it today, but there will be a part 2 to this interview because I want to have him on the phone, from the wall phone, if at all possible. Okay, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us about your nephew, and I'll start.
Asking. Okay. Oh, wait, this is. First of all, I want to give praises to the Most High for making this possible. All the credit goes to the Creator. Amen. I call him Allah, but everyone else call him Jehovah and got many titles for God's name. But I choose to call him Allah because that's what works for me.
Amen.
And Jesus is his son, and I love Jesus as well. And I just want to get on here today and say thank everyone that's out here listening, because I did not know that this big break was going to come this fast for me and my family. For going on 10 years, I've been working really 3 jobs. One for CPS and Christ Hospital. That's where my loved one was working also before he got falsely accused of a crime that he did not do. And I've been trying to fight to bring him home. It's going on 9.5 years. 9.5 years. His name is Stephen O. Douglas Jr. And we live here in Chicago, Illinois. And oh my God, I don't even know where to start, except that
the first I'll help you, right? Because that's my job.
Thank you, please.
We get emotional. I know we get emotional. 9.5 years is a very long time. 9.5 years, a lot happens in a decade. A lot happens in 5 years. Imagine a decade. Okay, almost a decade. Might as well say. Okay. Now, we go back to your nephew being locked up. First of all, what exactly is he locked up for?
He was he was wrongfully convicted of a murder that he did not do. And the officers that came and got him came 11 months They came 11 months later.
Mm-hmm.
They came 11 months later off hearsay for questioning him. So he was at my house at the time, and his mom said he was living with us. He was living with me, and his mom called me and said, "Hey, some officers here to speak to Stephen." And I said, "Okay." So I woke him up, and I said, "Some officers down at your mom's house." And he said, "Okay, let's go down there." So we went down there. The officers, it was two officers, a man and a woman, was standing in the middle of the street. So they seen us get out the car. They let us go into his mom's house and everything. When we went into his mom's house, I'm sorry for calling and I'm declining it. This is my first time on something like this. So declining all the calls. I just left a big meeting, also just down for Stephen. So I'm getting a ride back now because I can't even drive back.
Take your time.
Take
your time.
So that's how I know Jesus is working and Jesus is real. And the sacrificing that he did for us, I would love Jesus for eternity, for what he done for us and done and still doing for us. Man, can't do nothing but say I honor y'all for just being here. Just thank you, gratitude. I don't know what to start because I'm so nervous, but I need everyone to just hit me out for just 10 minutes. But he's going to be on here. He would have been on here this morning, but the prison he's in finally gave him, first of all, we're going to say, deliver us from that evil one, be gone Satan. For 3 years, we've been trying to get him in the kitchen at this prison to work. Why last night they come to his room and tell him he started working today in the kitchen, the day of the interview. Now, get behind us, Satan. And now you see what I'm saying?
No, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's a good thing that he's got where it's
and I've been asking for that for 3 years.
It's
okay, so the police came and they met at that. Well, we got to his mom's house and we go upstairs. Upstairs. They never did read no rights. They just looked at his neck and said, "Oh, a tattoo on his neck. That's the same tattoo that this guy said." So me and his mom and him looked at the officer, lady and the man. She said, "Yeah, that's the tattoo that the young man said." So he tells Steve to turn around, and we like, "Where's he going? What y'all doing?" They said, "Well, we just taking him to a police station on 51st and Wentworth. That's in Chicago, Illinois." They said, "For what?" They said, "Just for some questioning, for hearsay." So I said, "Well, can I follow you guys?" They said, "No, ma'am. He will be back home. He'll be right back." And his mom has, he worked for his mom as well. Right now, I have permission. I can discuss her situation because I got all rights over, I'm the power attorney over Stephen Douglas and his mom. I took care of her too for DHS. Okay. So right now, she had Stephen dad got murdered and his brother also got murdered in the streets of Chicago. And them is unsolved cases right now to this day. So her health started feeling so bad, she called MS. Multiple sclerosis, yes. Her health failed so bad after his dad got murdered and they never solved that case. Then his brother got murdered. So it's just been hard on her. And now they come and get him a year later off a falsely accused of a murder. Now, she really can't take it. So, my God, this is, I'm trying to, I don't want to break down. I want to stay strong because I need to stay strong. I done cried 9.5 years. I ain't got no sad tears. These finna be some released tears that we're going to finally free him. But the right people going to come in our life that Jesus sent in now to appoint us and assist us in the right path and the right direction. Everybody on this call today is meant to be on this call because y'all true angels. That's anointed angels that came from Jesus. So I just want to say gratitude. But like I said, when they took him out the house and took him to 51st and Wentworth police station, they didn't read him no rights. When they told him to turn around, put the handcuffs on him, they walked him down the stairs. Mom was sitting there crying and they put him in a car. So he didn't call me until the next day. And he said, "Hey, they got me in Cook County Jail." I said, "Cook County Jail? That's the big jail." And he said, can you get me a lawyer? I said, of course. So they put him in jail like after he left 51st and One Word police station, they put him immediately in the jail. Come to find out, all this was over hearsay. It's just very saddening. And right now, the lawyers is asking me to like chill if I do go on the media, anything like this and like that, because of the judge saying just chill because he just went up for appeal and they denied him, and we don't know why. We know why, but we don't know why they went off the first lawyer last. The first lawyer said when the state rests, the first lawyer said he rests. And the first lawyer never put one of our witnesses on the stand to this day. Stephen had about 15 affidavit letters. The lawyer never presented one of them letters. He never presented the young man that was with Stephen the whole time of the situation. The young man lived with Stephen at the time. And when Stephen get on here, we'll say all their names. But the young man lived with Stephen, was with Stephen. So before Stephen started working for his mom, he went to Atlanta to start school to try to become a lawyer. But he came back here when her MS got worse. Well, she couldn't walk now, period. So he had to immediately start working for her, for DHS. So when he started working for her, then I got him working with me at Christ Hospital, African Christ. And he was at one of the clinics working. So he didn't have time for nothing but work. But he would still go over to the old neighborhood where his mom moved from and play ball. He loved ball. He got scholarship. Stephen loved ball. So him and the guy this morning got up on the train, went over there to play ball. He wasn't nowhere even near the scene of this crime. About 7 to 9 blocks away. The park is about 7 to 9 blocks away from where the scene happened. But when they first came to get him, it was just all hearsay. They came 1 year later, about 11 months later, and he's still in there right now. And what people don't understand, why this officer in Chicago, Illinois, named Van Dyke, they just dropped all charges against him. But the judge, they were saying, the same judge that gave Stephen 55 years to life off of hearsay, never to this day, ain't had a weapon, still don't got a weapon. And they went to the jails and brought 2 guys from the prison and gave them lesser sentences to lie on Stephen in the courtroom. And they swore on the oath that they was telling the truth. And now they done recanted their story. And now they telling us the truth, why they lied on Stephen in court. First of all, how y'all gonna come and get him 11 months later off of hearsay? And the guy that told the officers on 51st and One Word Stephen name in the first place, this the guy that they go get out of prison and bring to court to testify against him. And then he recanted his story now, saying why they made him lie on Stephen. He didn't even want to come to court from the prison and testify against Stephen. The guy that first originally gave the officer Stephen name off of hearsay.
Okay, so I have a few questions. Let's start with, okay, so it took 11 months for the arrest. You said the crime happened somewhere very distant from where he was at. First of all,
yes,
what was the distance between where he was at, according to eyewitnesses and according to his testimony, and where this crime was committed? Was he on foot? Was there a vehicle? I know up north they use a lot of subways and stuff. So what was the deal there when it comes to
it's like 7 blocks away, the park. The park is 7 blocks away from where this young man got killed. It was 7 blocks away. And it was on foot. Stephen didn't have a car at the time. He was on foot. Yeah, walking with the basketball. You're right. Yeah, he was with his ball, as always. Yeah, when he went at my job at the hospital or with his mom. So the guy that, so the guy that they brought from the prison to lie on Stephen. He ain't just lied 1 or 2 or 3 times. He even lied and said that he was with a certain person that day, and come to find out this person was telling the truth. He was at work, and the guy that they brought from the jail to come and lie on the stand on Stephen kept lying, saying he was with another guy the whole day. Come to find out he lied under oath. The guy that they brought on from jail to lie on Stephen said he was with another guy, and the guy job proved that he was at work. The guy. Now, this the guy that the police brought from a prison to come and lie on Stephen. This is the guy that sent the police in the first place to Stephen's house and lied on Stephen. Now the guy lied in court under oath, said that he was with another guy the whole time, the same guy, and come to find out the guy was at work that he was lying, saying he was with that whole day when that guy got killed. So it just this one person told all the multiple lies, but y'all got Stephen in jail off of this one lie. This man lied, and now he beginning the story.
Okay, so I just want the listening audience to understand, and I know, guys, I want you guys to understand something. His aunt is very close to him. As I've spoken to him, she's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful soul. As I've spoken to her, and I knew that this would happen, we get emotional, okay? Because that's our loved one sitting in there. We want them home. Okay, we go through these things. This is why I do what I do for the public. We feel your pain while you're in there, and we've lost somebody as well. Okay, so yes, here goes. See, I knew these questions were going to happen. So Brown and Stewart is asking, random man that DA offered a reduced sentence to lie on command, so on lie as a testimony. Is that what you're saying?
You talking to me, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you say what again? I'm sorry.
So a listener is asking, random man that the DA offered a reduced sentence to lie on the stand.
Yes, yes. And the guy, yeah. Not just one of them, 2 of them. They brought 2 of them from a prison. 2 of them. They originally lied on Stephen. The 2 guys originally lied, and they lied on him for them to even go get him. And these the same 2 guys they go get out of prison to come to court on Stephen and lied on Stephen, and never did put Stephen witnesses. None of the affidavit letters. I had so much proof that Stephen been innocent from day one. Do you know our lawyer sold us out? And he never once, Frank, he never once put our witness up there. His mom is toe down hurt. And then the judge said 55 to life. And then the lawyer said, Your Honor, that's absurd. It's 45. She said, well, it's 55 to life. And he come back in front of me. I deny his parole. That's what the mom said. Make sure you tell that what the judge said for me, because the mom don't want to come on the air. And
first time offender.
Yeah, first time offender, never been arrested. Stephen ain't never ever had one record. That's my brother. And Stephen ain't never been arrested a day in his life. Now, if you check his record, only one time when his driver's license was suspended, when he was taking us home from work that day from Christ Hospital.
Okay, so I want to go back to the crime. Crime was committed 7 blocks away, right, from where he was at.
Yeah.
He was walking with a basketball. What exactly was the crime that was committed? How many people were supposedly involved? Was it just supposed to be him?
I'm glad you asked that. I'm glad you asked that. In the courtroom and trial, multiple people was named that stomped this young man. They said he was brutally beaten, stomped, and slammed on his head till he had a seizure. Do you know not one of them people did time in jail to this day? Only Stephen. All these people was accused that did beat this man. They said he was trauma beat, he was body slammed, and he was stomped, and he was having a seizure. The report, the doctor's report, tell all this. Do you know all them people named in the report that beat this man and stomped him and did all this and did that before he even got shot? Said he was seizuring out his mouth, all of that. Do you know not one of them did 1 day in jail? To this day, they still ain't. They still have not.
So wait a minute, so that I understand. Yeah. Apparently there was an altercation that took place at a park, or was
no, this was in the middle of a block. This was in the middle of a block in Chicago, Illinois.
Okay.
It happened on the street.
Okay. So a brawl breaks out. Dude is having a seizure, foaming out his mouth. You know, those are pretty hard blows. I do have medical background, so I am familiar with what you're speaking of, and it happening in an altercation or accident or anything like that. That's brain trauma. Now, you're saying that even after he's having these seizures, somebody goes and they get a gun and they shoot the man.
Bingo, bingo, bingo. After all this, yeah. Then they made his cousin lie and said they're going to take her child away if she didn't lie and say that she seen Stephen. So the police threatened her. They got her and the other two guys. The guy supposed to get caught with a banger. The guys that lied on Steve original supposed to get caught with a banger. And the 51st police told them, well, y'all give us a body and we'll let y'all go for this gun case. And basically that's how I saw it. That's how they lied on Steve. Then they said in the streets, well, Stephen had a clean record. We lied on him. We thought he'll get right out. Well, no, he didn't get right out. It's going on 9.5 years. There were so many stories why they lied on him because they thought he had a clean record that he would get out. No, he didn't.
So my question to you is, do all these people know each other, or?
Yeah.
So they're all friends.
They all know of each other, to my knowledge. I don't know not one of them. I don't know not one of
them. Okay. Well. Okay. So somebody goes and they shoot. Hang on. That's a case of someone must be held responsible and no one wants to investigate or do their job. Just put another Black man in jail because the system is made to believe his life is not worth nothing. Just a case closed, job done. Move on, blasted, shame. He is caught in a broken system. I'm so sorry, love.
Yes, he is. You know what? Whoever just said that, that's the same thing Stephen said. That it's just another person just thrown in jail that they getting some money off of and didn't want to do the investigation right. That's the same thing he's saying right now to this day.
So during this investigation, he got brought in for questioning, so forth, so on. Did they fingerprint him or test him for any gun residue on his fingers?
No residue. No residue. No, ma'am.
No weapon found.
No, ma'am. To this day, no, ma'am.
Okay.
And the judge said if he come back in front of her, like his mom said, if she get on here, she'll tell y'all. And she will. When next time I'll go to the house and have her on here. Because I got the baby with me now. The baby in the back sleep. We just picked the baby up. That's Stephen's little brother. After his brother got killed and his dad got murdered, his mom got blessed. His mom got blessed with a 4-year-old baby.
Amen.
So now I got him with me. So I'm taking care of Stephen and the baby and the mom.
He's a handsome boy.
Thank you.
So no gun residue, no weapon to be found, just a brawl. All these people caught up, but the blame had to be on one person, and it went, unfortunately, on your nephew, who had never even committed a crime. To be honest with you guys, I had the pleasure of speaking with him sometime last week. Very friendly guy. What type of lawyer did he have? It sounds like a public, as we all know.
No, ma'am. The guy that I had hired, his name was Frank Couture. he worked at 17 North Wabash in Chicago, Illinois. 17 North Wabash, Frank Couture. I hired Frank. I was in the Curse Exchange one night making a money order for Stephen. And I met an old friend. And he was in the Curse Exchange saying his son was locked up. And I said, for real? Oh, my God. So I just said, man, can I get a lawyer? He just asked me to get a lawyer. My loved one need a lawyer. So he gave me Frank's name and number. So I called Frank immediately in the Curse Exchange that day. And I said, Frank, can you take my case? I said, I don't have money like that, but I work 2 jobs. He said, well, call me when you get to your house and I'll give you all my information where I work and you can meet me downtown. So I ran home. I get in the car, get home. I told Stephen when he called home, he said, well, that's a good thing. He said, but can you look how many stars he have? I didn't know what that meant. Stars to see was he a good lawyer or not a lawyer. So I didn't know what that meant. And Steve knew that. So I was like, well, Steve, he finna meet me right now. So next morning I got up. I took $500 down there with me. So I worked out a deal with him. I said, can I please pay you $500 every 2 weeks? I paid Frank $500 every 2 weeks faithfully. Parked my car on Lake and Ashland. Got on the train to go downtown every 2 weeks. The men in the lobby, they seen me coming. Hey, Miss E, how you doing? You here to pay Frank? He ain't even here yet, and you here to pay this man. I made it down there every 2 weeks faithfully to pay this man $500. I paid the $20,000. That's all he charged it me, was $20,000. So back then I should have knew he was not real good if he charged me that less price, because I didn't know no better back then. So I'm thinking that was a good high-paying lawyer back then. I didn't know this our first time experiencing a case like this. So Frank met with me. He signed me up a contract and everything. And I brought some witnesses even to his office the next visit. The guy that got murdered, his uncle even came with me, because the young man that got killed, his auntie raised Stephen Douglas and raised her nephew in the same house. So she died. So we couldn't use her as a witness. She passed away right before Stephen's trial. She said when he got out of, she said that, I'm trying not to say his name yet, because they asked me not to, the lawyers them just yet.
Don't say anything.
Right.
And can I make a quick disclosure? And I forgot to do it at the beginning of the show, and I've gotten in the habit of doing this every time I do an interview. And again, I want everybody to know, although he's been sentenced and everything, these are all allegations because they are going back and they are on an appeal. So I want to make sure that I make that disclaimer in case this gets played anywhere. So go ahead.
Okay. Like I was saying, I forgot where I was started off at. No,
I want to go back to the deceased.
Oh yeah, the auntie. Yeah, but the auntie that raped, auntie, she raised Stephen and her nephew. We got a sister that's married to the guy that got killed, uncle. So we in the family. We in the family by marriage and by babies, bingo. So the woman that the guy that was living with at the time, that's in the family, but it's by in-law. The guy that got murdered and Stephen is in-laws, like that, like by marriage. Bingo. So when she went she said her nephew got a phone call and to come outside in front of her house. She said when he went outside, she said he wasn't gone 5 seconds. She said he was on the couch watching the football game and she was in the kitchen. She said when he got a phone call, she heard him on the phone. He went outside her first floor door on the first floor. She heard a bang. When she heard a bang, she ran to the living room and pulled the curtain back. She seen a short, dark-skinned guy walking, not running, walking away real fast with a white shirt in his hand. He had took his shirt off. She said she seen a dark-skinned guy walking away from her nephew with a white shirt in his hand, short and dark-skinned. Stephen is 5'10", light-skinned with gray eyes. They change colors. Now, this what the auntie said. She said, well, my nephew.
How did we get that all wrong? I'm not trying to be
Right,
funny,
right.
this is not the first case that I hear that we get it all wrong. We get the skin color.
And guess what else? And when I took her son,
that's crazy.
Excuse me. And when I took her son, my brother-in-law downtown to Frank, the first lawyer, and my brother-in-law told Frank, he said, yeah, my mom seen a short, dark-skinned guy. Now, how y'all get all that twisted? But guess who the one that sent the police at Stephen? The short, dark-skinned guy. Guess who the one that went and got out of jail for Stephen to lie on him again? The short-skinned, dark guy. This same short, dark-skinned guy. And then he came to court. At first, he denied the state for making him come to court. He tried not to come, but they subpoenaed him to come to court and face Stephen. And he finally got to see him. Boy, you should have seen Stephen's eyes. He was so hurt how these people lied on him. He knew of their names. He grew up with them around the neighborhood, but never hung with them. Oh, you should have seen the pain in his eyes. He was so hurt. And then when they made our niece, his cousin, lie on him and said that she didn't say she seen him, they was going to take her baby because she was only 17 years old at the time. She was 17. And they told her if she didn't lie, they was going to take her one of your sons. And Stephen and me was helping her with the baby. Always buying Pampers. Steve was buying Pampers. That was his godson. He was going over there every day to this house where his cousin-in-law got murdered, but they put it on him. Sure did. The guys in the streets did this. The guys in the streets that did it is not no kin to Stephen or the guy that got killed. They not. No.
So I have a viewer asking. Hi, Jamil, by the way. I have a viewer asking, did they put Stephen in a lineup?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. They just locked him up from the first interview and never brought him back.
Got you.
Never.
Now, I have a lot of questions. I wish Stephen was here, guys, but we did this like this because I wanted to make sure that the story got out here anyways. Okay, so we got this whole altercation. I'm still on the altercation that happens. The aunt gives the description. Everybody knows really who committed the crime except law enforcement. Now I want to go to your precinct in this area that this took place. Are they known for doing things like this?
What about find out? Yes, we done looked up these certain officers. Steve did, the lawyer did, not the first lawyer. He didn't. I had to hire a second lawyer that I still got right now today, and he really don't want me saying too much on here. So I had to hire a whole nother lawyer after the judge made us fire Frank, the first lawyer. Now the judge made us fire him. Yeah, because when he said that the state said they rest, and let me tell you how they called us a trial. It was so bogus. Every time we go meet with the judge, it be continue for 3 years, on and on. Why the last court date we go home? Frank called me up before I can get in the door. Well, hey, Miss Hill, the state is ready tomorrow. I said, what you mean the state is ready tomorrow? I said, what you mean? Call all Stephen witnesses. I said, what you mean call Stephen witnesses, Frank? Tomorrow is court, it's trial, 10 a.m. I said, oh my God. Frank, yes, did that. The last day of court day. Called me up by the time I got in my house from, it usually be continue for these 3 years. The last court day, Frank called me and told me, Miss Hill, the state was ready. Not he was ready for us, but the state was ready. And he said the state want you to call, just bring your witnesses. I say, well, you never even went and got the witnesses. You told me you had investigated. You never had investigated. I said, Frank, we can't be ready for trial if you ain't never even sent no investigators out there in the streets. Well, you got to get that court tomorrow or the trial going to go on without you. I said, how? I'm paying you my money. That's how I went. That's how I went. And when the state said they rest in court, Frank never did not one objection. When thank you, son. Frank never did not one objection when he seen the state bring it out. You know why the state was ready? They brought these two guys that originally that lied on him in the first place. That originally that the auntie seen, short, dark-skinned. Yeah, because they had them two that they already made agreements with and deals with. Yeah, yeah. So that's why the state was ready. Yeah, because they went and got these guys from prisons. And now they're in their story why they lied on Stephen to this day. Now they want to come and tell us the truth face to face, but they scared. Yeah.
So Jamil said on here, he said the victim's aunt should have been asked to look through a lineup and Stephen should have been in the lineup.
Yeah, but they never did. They never did.
And so now my question to you is, because I know you're very limited on what you could say, now that you know that there's been corruption within the precinct, has it been a whole lot, or is it just random cases with you know, certain ethnicities, we'll say that? What is it that you can tell, right? Because I know you're limited, that you can tell when it comes to that precinct. And you guys, this is very important because this is not the first time that I'm interviewing somebody or I'm going through my organization, and this is one of our clients that we are working the case. Okay, I will reiterate that. And so my question to you is this something? Was it a lot, or was this just pretty random? Or, you know, from what you can tell me and give me as much as you could tell me without giving too much, if that makes sense.
Okay, you
I know, Tawanda, I do too, and it's like I don't want to ask certain questions. Hello, Stevie. I don't want to ask her certain questions, but I really do want to talk with you very detailed, as well as Stephen in private, because I know that this is being recorded. However, you know, you gave me enough with saying that there is a background. I'd like to do research on everybody who was involved with this case from beginning to end, and we will make sure we get that done. Tawanda is another organization I work very close with. Mr. Charles was here, which was another human justice organization who we all collaborate in different ways. And yes, I will, Tawanda, I'm going to give you a call, and we'll call with her, because I'd like to, I have so many questions and I don't want to overstep my boundaries. Now, how is Stephen's spirit right now, considering all of this that he's gone through? You guys, we're talking about a decade. We're talking about a decade. A lot happens in a decade. A lot happens in 5 years, 3 years. But a whole decade, man, if we had a pandemic for 2-3 years, a lot can happen. Okay, a lot can happen in a year, but a whole decade, things change. How are his spirits right now? And like I said, I had the pleasure of speaking with him. Very nice young man, I would say. How is his spirit?
He's very very positive, and been saying it for 9.5 years. This the only thing he really say is the truth gonna come out. I will be free. The truth gonna come out. He would not stop saying that for 9 years. And I'll be like, that's right, Stephen. You can't even catch him mad. Do you know? Oh my God. He don't get mad at all. He just don't get mad. He said, only thing I know that the truth, he said the truth is gonna come out. He said, what I look like stressing myself up in here, and then I get unfocused and can't defend myself up in here. I gotta be able to watch my back up in here now. I'm in a place that I never imagined coming. My dad got killed, my brother got killed, and the people killed them still running around the streets of Chicago. But they come and lock me up in here off of wrongfully convicted. And then they ain't even trying to let me out, but they're gonna let the judge let the 3 officers go that witnessed the whole world killing Laquan McDonald. The same judge gave him 55 years 2 months later. Gave him 55 years to life. Stephen, 2 months later, right before she let the 3 officers go home with acquitted, patted on the back. 2 months before Stephen came in front of her, make her decision, she had just let 3 officers go. They not my complexion. They not Asiatic. They not African American. She let the 3 officers go, the same judge, 2 months before she sentenced Stephen to 55 years to life. Never had no evidence. All was hearsay. Never no weapon to this day. No forensics. None of that. Right. And the judge used to work with one of the officers, we found out. Do you know she let 3 of them officers go home with acquitted that watched the officer that killed that young man, Van Dyke? She let them 3 go. So if 3 officers see another officer you're right, that take another man's life, what them 3 officers held accountable for? I mean, they witnessed this.
Supposed to be.
They witnessed
If
this,
it was
but
you or me or anybody on this feed, I guarantee you we'd be held just as accountable and be sitting right there in prison.
right.
But that's the way the system is. That's the problem with the system, and that's why we work so hard to change these laws and work with these clients.
Can somebody please, 1 second, please. Can somebody please walk the dog? I've been in that meeting for 2 hours. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. You're okay. So, how? And your brother's there. He's the one I met over the phone. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Is he willing to talk on camera?
Oh, you want to talk for a minute?
Yeah, if it'll help.
Yeah, he on the phone. You off the phone? Okay, there we go. That's the baby. And here we go right here.
Hey, I'm Anna. Lunchtime with Anna. It's a pleasure to meet you. You met me over the phone.
How you doing, ma'am?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. And thank you so much for actually, speaking with me. Is there anything that you'd like to add, with what you guys can say that wouldn't make it any difference in the case at this point, right? That you'd like to add, or on the appeal, because we're on appeal stage. That you'd like to add to it that maybe she missed, that maybe, is very important for you to get out there.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm just in the car along with her, and it's really kind of like a miscarriage of justice when you have someone who was doing all of the right things, you would think, and just kind of like falls through the cracks, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have it. I never had it. It's in the house downstairs. I'm trying to think of something that maybe she had maybe left out.
But what you feel about the case?
Well, again, he fell through the cracks. Mm-hmm. You have a support system. The justice system is supposed to, protect the innocent. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And in this case, it didn't. It actually did the opposite.
So what you're saying is what happens a lot to us people of color. Let's say how it is. We're guilty until we're found innocent in the court of law. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Is it fair to say?
Exactly right. That's just the opposite of what's supposed to be happening.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. And it's like the way that this trial went, Stephen from day one didn't even have a chance. The way the way it looks. Because they hauled him off to jail on false accusations. and then the guys who they went to the jail to go and get these guys out of different jails to testify against him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all in the transcripts, the court transcripts. What these guys, they you know, reverse their testimony. In other words, one guy was saying that he never told nobody else about Stephen's allegedly Stephen told him that when he smoked the guy, right? He killed the guy. This is his testimony in court.
Mm-hmm.
And later on in the testimony, he tells 3 or 4 other guys. But he had said previously he hadn't talked to anybody else about Stephen's case. Then he, in the testimony said that he told these other guys about Stephen's case.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then the other guy that they got from jail, he was offered 2 days time considered served for testifying against Steve.
Sure did.
Mm-hmm.
It's right in the court. It's right in the transcripts.
Mm-hmm.
He was given 2 days time considered served off of the case that he was locked up for in jail for testifying against Steve. The other guy got rewards from the court system as well.
Mm-hmm.
They both got something. They both got something from the court as a result of testifying against Steve.
Mm-hmm.
It's right in the court transcripts.
Mm-hmm.
You can see what their motive was for testifying against Steve. It's right in the court transcripts. You know,
Absolutely.
that's why I said the whole thing was bizarre. Because how is it all of this stuff is right in the court transcripts, and it just like goes over everybody's head? How come they can't see that?
And
excuse me. And remember, they even put in the transcript that the young man that's deceased even testified in court. Remember, they even got him.
Oh, yeah.
The man that's deceased, they even got him written in the transcript, talking about he testified in court. Yeah, they got it written in our transcript. How did y'all be judges and overlook that the deceased guy said he was testified in court against Stephen? You're like, what is written in our transcripts?
Oh, wow.
The man is dead. How could he testify against anything? You know?
Wow.
I mean, I don't know. Is it just a blatant lie, or is it a typographical error, or is it a mistake? I mean, what is it? But with all these legal people, how come they missed that? How did they miss that and we found it? If you read it,
sometimes you gotta
can read it yourself.
And it might work. That might just help them. Who knows? Quick question. These guys that have gone back and recanted, right, their testimony, who have they recanted to? Have they actually just gone back and done statements and said, look, I lied, I was trying to get off charges or whatever? How did that go? If you guys can say, if you guys can't say, you guys can just say.
Right now, the lawyer don't want me to say yet because I do have investigating. Right.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry about it. Okay. So next week, I will be bringing in Stephen Douglas. I might do a special, maybe Friday this week, to have him on there. Brown Stewart says, just an observation that I feel the Lord made me aware of it, is that those men have easily ordeals made in their cases. As an officer or DA overwhelmed with crime in state, it solve cases and get awards and move up in their positions, no matter who or what they step onto to get their or in this case, falsely accused. And I absolutely agree. You'll be surprised at the cases I have like that, Tamika. It's just disheartening, and it's disgusting, really. I'd like to ask if there's any final thoughts, how we can contact you. Aunt is very voiced out. She's got a TikTok that I follow. I shared a few pages. She's got a few proposed. She does have a change.org for him. Please sign the petition. I will put it again on the We See You Human Justice page again, as well as on Lunchtime with Anna. You know, if you truly believe, you know, that you stand with this family, please support them. Please reach out to her. Let her know, you know, I stand with you. Hashtag his name. Hashtag, you know, her name, his name. Shoot, for all I care, Lunchtime with Anna, and we all support, you know, this person. I don't care. But hashtag it so that their name isn't just one that's lost within the system, as we have so many of our people lost within the system. And again, I always say, we all know that not everybody who is sitting there is innocent. Not everybody is guilty. We don't care about that. We just care about on per case basis. So I'd like to add, if there's anything you'd like to add, Ms. Towns, before we go. And I just want to thank you so much for taking out of your time to come on to at least give details before we have him come on. And please let him know when you speak with him that I'm looking forward to us having a lot of communication together with his case.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, wow. I'm just, first of all, like I said, I'm just overwhelmed because this is like a dream coming true. Just what you're doing today, and people is literally on here interested in just being not judgmental, but they actually want to assist and see what they can assist us with. Absolutely. I mean, because I didn't know that, you know, nobody knows what God going to put on their plate. Mm-hmm. And this is a plate, my plate is full. Mm-hmm. And I'm prepared for it. I'm so strong. I didn't even know I had this strength in me. Because I mean, I done cried so many days and nights that I still cry most of the time. But when he called home, he said, I call home every day to talk to you guys for the uplift me. Mm-hmm. He said, that's why I call home, because I know somebody in that house gonna have me laugh. Mm-hmm. So the baby learned how to talk. He said, I just want to get out of here. I don't want to be in here. Mm-hmm. And my mom passed away because she done been in the hospital 3 times this year since January. She done been in the hospital 3 times. And I got the baby because he just want to be out. He don't want nothing to happen to her like it did his brother and his dad, because she really all he got, you know. And I'm just praying that, I'm praying right now, this morning, for a miracle. I planted a seed in the atheist with the heavenly angels, and asked the heavenly angels this morning, just like the judge gave him 55 years to life off of all that wrongdoing, that same judge just, you know, be the one that released him and apologize. It ain't about no money. It ain't about none of that. I just want her to apologize for not going to school and coming out doing the right things. Investigate first. Get proof first. You went off of all false accusations. Everything was false. Every situation about this case was falsehood. And falsehood and truthhood don't mix. And when her son went down there and told Frank, yes, my mom, okay, the dog, my mom seen the guy walking away from my nephew. This is his nephew here. And y'all mean to tell me y'all go get the other nephew that I raised? Because they married. They married. And how y'all get the complexions mixed up and the height? How? I mean, it's just wrong. And I thought, like Steven said, the system failed us. But he said, I'm going to school to be a lawyer, and now I'm put in jail off a lie. How? He said, man. So he just so grateful when he met Miss Anna last week on the phone. And like I said, he would have been on here today if we knew. But like I said, last night, they came and got him and told him, hey, you finally get to work in the kitchen. And I've been begging them to put him in the kitchen and begging for him to transfer closer to Chicago. And they still, I mean, the prison warden them is working with me. But it's a lady that's constantly giving us HEL down there in Springfield. Her name is Katie Cruz. Everybody in the prison done signed off for Steven to get a transfer. Not once or twice, 3 times done signed off. He ain't been in no trouble. He need to get transferred to get closer for I can get away for him to see the mom because she can't travel, but I can at least put her in the back seat. Do you know the prisons put down there, Steven is medium, that he can transfer right now. Do you know a lady in Springfield that's over the transfer coordinating office? Her name is Katie Greer. She changed Steven's case and put on it maximum and denied. It's the 3rd time Katie Cruz in Springfield, Illinois did this to Steven. Everybody in the prison, the warden, his secretaries, everybody. They say, Ms. Hill, he down for medium. It's okay for him to transfer. Do you know right now he hurt because Katie Cruz will not transfer him so he can see his mom? He don't want her to pass away. And she done changed it from medium and put max and then said denied. Said he have to be here 3 years. He done been in prison 9.5 years, but he only been in that prison 2 years. And everybody in the prison down there saying, no, he don't have to be here 3 years, Miss Hill. Katie Greer lying. She lying. She the only one stopping him for transferring, getting closer to see his mom. That's all he want to do. His child and mom. And Katie Greer down there in Springfield running the shots, as they say. She done changed it from medium. The whole prison, love and respect. They say they love how Steven have been respectful to them. Steven ain't gave them no hell. Excuse me for cursing. Allah. Steven ain't gave them no BS. Every time I call that prison, I call once a week. Do you know they answer that phone for me? Because they know she gonna be mountable, respectful, just like Steven. They say, yeah, he the same way you is, Miss Hill. They say, why Katie Greer keep doing that? They said, Miss Hill, she even changed it on the title. She got him. She said, we got down here maximum. Katie Greer in Springfield, Illinois, that's over the coordinating transfer office. And Steven Doug is her supervisor. Every time I try to get in touch with Steven Doug, do you know Steven Doug? I cannot get in touch with him either, so I don't know if his secretary, Katie Greer, stopping him for even hearing me out. Only thing we wishing for now, besides that he get out and say all charges was falsely accused, let him go home, let him be free. Do you know the only thing we wish besides that is he can get closer to his home, Chicago, just for I can take the mom and see him?
Wow.
She done been in the hospital twice because of her heart was leaking. And the MS done got worse. And Katie Greer done changed from maximum and she put maximum instead of medium for he won't leave. She keeps saying no. And if the warden and the prisoners and all the officers in the prison signed, they all of them signed the head of security, all his councils, the council supervisor, every last one of them signed in his prison, but except Katie Greer. When they send it to her, to the Springfield, she'll send it back to them, denied. He ain't been in here long enough. That's exactly what she said. She is something else. But see,
So my
everybody just
question
now.
to you is there a law in Chicago that maybe they have to sit there a certain amount of time and maybe that's why she's doing it? Or
She claimed 3 years, but everybody in the prison, well, he had said, no, that's not true. For day prison, that's not true.
Gotcha.
But she done switched it.
Gotcha. So yeah, I guess people make their own rules, I guess. That's horrible. That's horrible.
But that's sad. You're not supposed to make your own rules.
About all of that. There's some solutions that maybe I can help with. And I'll get together with a few other organizations. You're in good hands. I promise you that. Mr. Douglas is in good hands. Steven's in good hands. We're here for you guys. I'm sending you all the way from Florida because I'm in Florida right now. A huge, huge hug all the way up there. And I hope that you feel that.
Excuse me. We was hoping that it's a guy here in Chicago that he go after wrongful police officers and all that. His name is Ben Crump. We was hoping that we can find a way to get to him, just like with you and help. But they said, well, man, he $150,000, Miss Hill. R. Kelly can only afford him. So I'm like, well, the Jesus I serve, you never know what I can afford.
I mean, sometimes it's not always, and other activists can back me up on this. Sometimes it's not always about the cameras and stuff. Somebody like Ben Crump, you do want to have a name like that behind you, but sometimes it's just about making the right call, talking to the right person, and that's what we're here for. So, sometimes as family, we do get overwhelmed when it is our loved one. I also advocate for disability, and disability a lot of times affects me because I do have a disabled son. So I have to transfer those cases to somebody else in the organization who won't take it as personal. So just know that, that I'm here for you. Tawanda, I'm going to give you a call as soon as I get off air. And I'm going to speak to Ms. Towns. I'll call Ms. Towns once we speak and find out a plan. And Tawanda, if you have anybody who can also support, I would gladly like to connect with a few organizations as well. This has been an outstanding interview, very emotional. And again, I wish you were right here because I hope you could feel my hug. I really, 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 I'm Puerto Rican. We're huggers, guys. We're huggers. We love to hug. So I just want you to know you have our full support. Anything that you need, please have Stephen call me at his convenience. I will make sure that I'm by the phone. I am working remotely from home today and tomorrow, so I can pick up more calls than I normally can. With that being said, I don't know. It depends on when Stephen will be available. We'll either do a special lunchtime with Anna this Friday. If not, count on a special lunchtime with Anna. Not special, with Stephen part 2, next Wednesday. I have really enjoyed you, Ms. Towns. I don't think I have you on Facebook, so I wasn't able to tag you. I was looking for you. I thought I did. Maybe we didn't get around to sending the request, but I know you do follow my pages. So if you can send me a request to my personal page, because I couldn't find you. But with that being said, you can always get the interview from, any of the platforms. With that being said, God bless each and every one of you guys. I will see you guys, and I will post the change.org along with everything else on my page so you guys have it updated. And please sign it, share it. Oh, and finally, this interview, if it touched you, if you want to help the family in any way, like, share, comment, do whatever it takes to get it out there, because that's what it's about. That's what we're here for. That's what we fight for. That's what I get up to fight for every family, every day that I wake up. So with that being said, God bless each and every one of you guys. We will see you guys either Wednesday or Friday. I'll let you guys know once I speak to him. Ciao.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You.
Have a good one, Miss Towns.
You too.